If you had the chance to unlock your full potential, the best version of yourself, would you take it? And more importantly, what would you be willing to sacrifice? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kill the Credits. My name is Keelan, and today we'll be diving into my review for The Substance, a horror thriller starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid, and written and directed by Coralie. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Fargiate.
Gogali Fauja.
Coralie, I'm so sorry. You did good though. Now, before I get into my thoughts, I will say that the first portion of this video is going to be spoiler free. And then the later half, I will be getting some spoilers. But before I cross that line, I will be sure to give you guys an emphasized spoiler warning. So please pay attention. And if you miss the warning and you continue to watch, don't complain in the comments. And with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into my review for The Substance. So to give you guys a little bit of backstory, my girlfriend and I were trying to decide what we wanted to go see. So I went ahead and I opened up my AMC app and we looked through the horror movies that were in theaters at the time and we watched the trailers. And The Substance is the one that most stuck out for my girlfriend. It didn't really interest me. And to be honest, the thing I was dreading the most was the 2 hour and 20-minute runtime. Movies are just too long sometimes, but you know, credit where credit was due. I really love this movie. The runtime was not a problem whatsoever. The pacing was great. Nothing really dragged on too long, and honestly the film, it wastes very little time getting to the core of the story, and once the substance is introduced, everything just starts to escalate very quickly. The tension just kept ramping up, and more I was getting anxious because I just knew that something was gonna go wrong, and it did. The performances across the board were amazing. Margaret Qualley did great, Demi Moore did great. I'm pretty sure she just won an award for this film, so that's really awesome. But my favorite character in the film was Dennis Quaid. He did a great job as that slimeball TV exec, and he added some much needed comic relief, which, you know, for me, when things are there was just so much like ickiness going on with this movie, and there's so much tension that those comedic moments really helped me take a breath, laugh a little, so that way when the next really messed up thing happened, I could handle it basically. That's pretty much it for the non-spoiler part of this review. So right here, right now, if you don't want to be spoiled, if you have not seen the film yet, I recommend please just pausing it here, going and watching The Substance, getting your own impression of it, and then come back and finish the review, because I'm going to start speaking in detail about certain parts of the film, and I don't want to spoil anything for you if you haven't seen it already. So right now, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. One of my favorite things about the film is the absolute disgusting body horror. I rarely have to look away from the screen during horror movies. The Terrifier films, Hostel, Saw, those movies do not really freak me out in any way. I like gore. I'm a weirdo. I like gore and stuff. It doesn't really bother me, but there is something about body horror and watching the human body mutate that really disgusts me, and especially in The Substance, they did a fantastic job with the body horror, and it almost made me feel squeamish at times. One of the biggest examples of that is Margaret Qualley's character, Sue. She keeps jabbing this long needle into Demi Moore's character in the same spot repeatedly, and over time the spot is just getting darker and filled with pus, and it's not even the most disgusting body horror part. Just watching her continuously jam the needle into that spot was really disgusting. And then there was what I'm gonna call the monster. We get like this really grotesque mutation between the mother from Barbarian, the cannibals from Wrong Turn, and then they took the body horror knob and just cranked that puppy up to 1,000.
Shinji, crank that soldier boy.
Okay, Oscar.
And it's just really gross. And then to add insult to injury, there's another moment in the film where this monster essentially gives birth to a breast out of its mouth. It's just so gross. It was gross. And then it just starts like spraying blood all over this crowd of people. The whole thing is just diabolical, but they were trying to make a body horror movie, and they did a fantastic job. It was disgusting. Now, beyond the horror and like the blood and gore aspect, the movie has really good messaging, specifically talking about the beauty standards in society, and specifically the way that society places so much weight on women and their looks and attractiveness. And in a lot of my reviews, I'll always say this, a lot of movies movies try to tackle social commentary, and a lot of the times they'll either tiptoe around the message, like they'll dip their toe in a little bit, but they don't want to go too far because they don't want to offend people, or they'll smash us in the face with the message and then beat us over the head repeatedly to the point where it's just annoying. Or the third thing that they often do is they try to be too smart to the point where shit doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, social commentary and deep messaging, it's either a really big hit or miss. But I will say The Substance keeps things very clear and very digestible. They tell you just enough, they don't beat it over your head, and they don't try to tell you in a way that is so smart that you don't understand it. It was presented very well. It's a really relevant message too, because in society today, people are so unrealistic when it comes to their beauty standards, and the comparison between real life and what they see on social media and the internet. And now, even more so today, we're seeing this boom of cosmetic procedures, surgeries, lip fillers, BBLs, nose jobs, Botox, you name it. It's kind of become this trend in our culture now. But what people fail to realize is that chasing perfection, you're never going to obtain perfection because nothing is perfect in this world. You're never going to be happy if your goal is perfection. You're always going to find something to complain about. There's always going to be an issue with something. You're never going to be satisfied. You have to find self-love. You have to be able to just appreciate who you are, constantly striving for this level of perfection. If that is what you're doing, it's unhealthy, and ultimately you're never going to be happy because there's always going to be something wrong. And overall, I feel like they did a great job driving that message home without it becoming too much. I thought I was going to be underwhelmed. Came out loving this film. It was probably one of the top 3 horror films that I saw in 2024, and it really deserves all the praise that it's gotten and hopefully continues to get. I'm definitely excited to see whatever this director does next. I know she did another film called Revenge. I'm not sure if it's horror or not, but I definitely want to check it out, and if it is, I likely will do a review on that one as well. Alright, and that's all I have for you on The Substance. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. If you've already seen the film, go ahead and drop a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts on the film were. If there's something that I missed that you want to talk about, let's go ahead and have a conversation about it. If you thought the movie was bad, let me know your reasons why. I honestly could not disagree with you anymore, but I respect your opinion, of course. If you have any other movies that you want me to review, go ahead and suggest them in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
In search of a girl to call my own, not the type.